going to be US, America, and China, US, India, and China is now taking the lead on energy, if not anything else?
I think US and China, they are in a way neck to neck, but in slightly different domains. India, not there yet, but India has a great potential, really. I mean, there's so many raw human talents. Some of the companies, Anthropic is led by India and America, okay?
We're here at the World Government Summit in Dubai. We'll be talking to various thinkers, thought leaders, as also experts from various sectors. Right now joining me is Professor Tony Chan. He is the former president of King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, as also Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. We'll be discussing AI, the future of AI, and how mathematics really is important in that entire sector. Thank you so much, Professor Chan.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Let's begin with AI and innovation. We're looking at a government summit where the focus has been AI, and in the recent past it has been AI. What are the advantages as also the dangers of AI?
Yeah, first of all, my own background. So I was president of the two universities. I used to work on AI-related things, computer vision in particular. But I'm also a mathematician, so I was head of the UCLA math department, and so on. So I sort of have a foot in both doors. So AI, right? So AI is kind of almost swept the whole world by speed, right? Wall Street investing a huge amount of money. To some extent, there's a lot of hype around it. You know, if you have used ChatGPT and I've used it, wow, you think it's amazing. It can write a lot better. If you can do that, it can cure cancer and whatever. So there's a bit of extrapolation that I think is a little bit overdone, I would say. So at the end of the day, the current approach to artificial intelligence is really to use large data that you heard about, and then you use you build a structure of the data so you know how they're connected, and you build the learning mechanism, sometimes called neural networks, and that is you have to learn based on the data and what you know out there. And then all these things you heard about, NVIDIA, GPU chip, it's just the underlying mechanism to learn. So that's sort of the idea. It's not the only approach to AI, but certainly it's the current hottest approach.
But has that made innovation easier? Because if you have a structure in place, you being a mathematician, have the entire network in place, a structure in place, the formula needed to create something in place, then does AI make innovation easier?
Yeah, AI should and has made innovation easier in the following way. One is, you know, it has this huge amount of data, literally, trillion data, more than any human, even a group of humans can do. So it can do that, okay? Secondly, it can find connection among the data that you didn't know before, okay? So that's what it can do. So, and third is using this data, it can optimize, you know, whatever processes that you do. Let's say you want to use it to build a new material, build a new drugs, proteins, and so on. It can look into all this data and tell you more than any particular human can do. But so far, you know, the meeting we have had here today, the basic question is, can AI discover new science? Discover new science. So the jury is still out. There are some people who think, yes, it has already has. Nobel Prize has been given in chemistry and physics to AI, okay? But others are thinking that, well, perhaps it's too early, okay? Because those advances are using existing knowledge that scientists have built over decades. So I think it's an exciting time. So no doubt, by the way, AI would do a lot of routine things. It would replace a lot of jobs. I know a lot of people worry about it. The question I asked during this meeting is, will it replace the scientists and engineer?
Will it?
I don't think, not in the near future. Okay, you think about, I use example, you know, Einstein. I don't think the current AI can replace Einstein anytime soon, or Darwin, or, you know, Crick and Watson, the DNA and all that, because these scientists, they are not using big data. They were not. You know, maybe it's just some nebulous thing in their head, but they were able to sort of take a jump, extrapolation. This is where humans are still very good. We don't understand how humans innovate. But of course, many people like myself are more mundane, ordinary, you know, human beings. It will certainly help me. Okay. So the way I see it is, before I used Google to search for things. Now I can use ChatGPT. I mean, that's a very basic use. It can actually give the answer to you in a very well-structured prose. It can actually read between the lines. So it's very useful. If I'm a businessman or, let's say, a researcher doing research, I would use it.
But
Because,
Professor Chan, let's talk about the business of AI.
Yes.
The economics of AI. We're looking at anybody who has an idea to float and as a proposal, lapped up by all these Wall Street guys thinking that that is the future. Is it the future, or is AI a bubble right now that could burst?
That's a great question. If I know the answer, I'll be very rich. But I think there is a sense of some people think the return on investment of this $1 trillion, literally $1 trillion in the data center and so on, may not be recouped in any short term. So you wonder why people make this investment. Now, the pessimists may be wrong. We don't know. But we've seen this movie before. You look at .com, you look at all the previous technology. There are people who jump in early and they get rich.
Yes.
So I think maybe many people are thinking that. But I would venture that most people who invest, they don't really know the underlying signs of how AI works. So it's more hope, a little herd mentality, and you don't want to miss the boat.
That's
There's that kind of thing. Maybe you have some play money. You think you want to be in rather than out, even though you may be wrong. So that's why. So the jury is still out. I'm more on the skeptical side, but I'm not alone. There are technical experts. Like we had the meeting here in the World Laureates Summit yesterday. I was the chair of this panel, and I asked a Nobel laureate, Turing Award winner. They have different opinions,
Yes.
including the Turing Award winners themselves. The Turing Award winner in AI. So they have different opinions.
Okay. Then in terms of regulatory, before I let you go, I know you're running out of time, but regulations. What kind of regulations does AI require at this juncture where we see everybody, including some leaders, which includes President of the United States of America, using AI-generated videos, right? So what's the kind of regulation that is absolutely required at this point in time, even for leadership use?
I'm not in the policy-making domain, but I think the potential danger that AI can bring, even the more mundane part of AI, requires government to step in. Just like any technology. You think about nuclear technology, right? You cannot let anybody build a nuclear bomb. So you need to do that. So for AI, it could be from the more mundane, as you said. You go on YouTube, you have a lot of video. Pretty obvious AI generated, but they're so good, you cannot tell. And most people do not know. They just assume that that's the truth. Now, that's a mundane part. To people who use AI to do things that are crazy. I don't mean, let's say pornography.
Yes.
Or national security.
Which has been an issue with
issue.
Musk.
So I
Grok.
think, government should come in. But I think there's a danger of over-regulating too early. Because the field is still developing. If you put in this thing as too rigid, it's not good. Just like many technology. For example, driving a car. Now people are talking about autonomous driving. Oh, there's danger. Even for human, there's danger.
Yes.
If you think about it, even human is danger. So the government is slowly coming in. They have to move with the technology. They have to understand enough about the technology. So they put in just the right amount of regulation, which I think is needed, but not too much, because it will stifle innovation.
Is AI the new age nuclear bomb?
No,
Not really.
it would
It
not
needs
be the nuclear
regulation,
bomb.
but it is dangerous.
It
and
may be
yet
dangerous, but
needed.
nuclear bomb could destroy humanity overnight, basically. Okay. I don't think it's like that. I hope it's not.
But is it nuclear? Is even in terms of energy? Is it nuclear? Is it?
Oh yeah. By the way, that's the other downside potential. Where are you going to run all the energy to run all the data centers? That's one.
That's true.
You don't have enough energy in the world to do this. Okay. If you look at all the energy, let's say in the U.S., there's not enough. China is building solar power plants, elsewhere. So we'll see how that goes. The other one is...
Will AI become the race between two superpowers, America and China?
It already has. It already
and
has.
is China
I think
taking
India
the
should be
lead?
coming up.
Yes,
India has
true.
a lot of talents.
India has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
So is it going to be U.S., America and China, U.S., India and China is now taking the lead on energy, if not anything else?
I think U.S. and China, they are in a way neck to neck, but in slightly different domains. I think the U.S. is perceived to be leading in the fundamental models, the OpenAI stuff. China is actually interested in applying AI to everyday life.
And they have.
How to make this camera better. By the way, this one is made in China. The Ronin is made in China, I know. So for example, how to make your home better, how to organize your home to have a smart refrigerator, a smart kitchen. So their potential, you have more immediate economic return, the return can be plowed back into research. So that's one approach. I think the American approach in Silicon Valley is we want to grab the highest level.
Yes.
Okay, so, but the world is...
What about India?
India, not there yet, but India has a great potential, really. I mean, there's so many raw human talents. Some of the companies, Anthropic is led by Indian American,
Yes.
okay? But see, this geopolitics is it's not good for everybody. It's not good for anybody because the world, if it's segmented,
Yes.
it makes the few advance too slow. I'll give you one example. I'm not the one who observed. The Jensen Huang, the NVIDIA
Yes.
CEO, said, half the world's talents in AI are Chinese, ethnic Chinese. I think he meant. So it's in Silicon Valley.
Yes.
Zuckerberg in Meta paid $100 million
Yes.
each person to hire people from OpenAI. But on the other hand, the students from China are not invited to come to the U.S. anymore, right? So that's, how do we go? So this is not good. I think Indian students, I actually had a talk with the director of IIT Mumbai and the IIT New Delhi. And she said, India has so many opportunities. The top graduates from IITs, which is the creme de la creme, many of them are staying in India. They start their own company.
Yes.
They work for the multinational.
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Now.
So now it's 90% stay rather than 90% go overseas. This has happened in the last year or two.
Yes.
So I think India has a huge potential.
Okay.
But to do this, you need
Geopolitics should not get in the way.
should not. I hope not, because it benefits all humankind.
Okay.
But geopolitics always get in the way.
Geopolitics always gets in the way.
So we need the media to help get that message across. It really is. You have a big role.
It always comes on our shoulders, so we
Yeah,
will
you do,
pass the
that's
message
right.
across.
You have a
of
huge
Professor
social
Chan.
responsibility. Media has a huge social responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah, keep people
on-
informed and yeah.
On that note, India has potential, but
Huge
geopolitics
potential.
gets in the way when it comes to America and China fighting the AI space. Professor Chan, thank you so much for joining
You're
me
welcome.
here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.